So you see, no secrets that I don't do anything special. I just down it on, walk it forward, both sides. Make sure that I get good thorough purchase. I feel it in my fingers. I listen to the sound. I feel the vibrations up through the rods. Any unnormal, gritty feeling leads me to believe that there's something I need to look at, whether it's some trash on the blade, or I'm not holding it flat, or something. But at this point with this grit, it should be a steady sound. I've worked it. I already did all my scrubbing. There shouldn't be any rough sound, and it should all stay the same and get smoother and quieter. And however refined you want to go, will pay off for you. And the single most important thing you can do that I say to newcomers, there's two things, but the new sharpeners, the single most important thing you can do is use your stones longer. When you think that you've done it enough, check your edge, look at what you're doing, think about it, feel it, and give it another 20 or 30 strokes and check it again and see if it got better. Because a lot of times we can go longer and we don't realize that we can refine the edge with the same grit just by working it longer, spending more time, improve our outcomes and our ultimate finishes because we use the stone thoroughly. Not do it harder, just use it. And when I use a stone, I use it harder at the start because it's starting to work. It's just first, whatever grit it is, it's just hitting that surface for the first time. So I'm using it harder, and as it works, I use it with less as I feel the feedback and learn from how it's working. At first, I'm making it dig in and do its duty. Then I'm feeling that it's working. So within a stone, I start rough with my scrubbing and work to more refined. And then I go to the next grit and start it over, first checking the angles. And then starting with the scrubbing. And then alternate, one side scrubbing the other. And sometimes I need to draw a burr. Sometimes when you're doing a touch-up on a wicked edge knife, it doesn't take but, if you clamp it right, it doesn't take but a second to draw a burr, even with a very high grit. So that's not usually a consideration. Usually it's the edge sharpness and the quality of the touch-up. So I just spent that time. It's pretty sharp. It is a edge leading stroke. So it has some bite to it. The second thing, besides working your edges longer, is the strop. I always follow up with the strop. That takes some of that prickly bite and tames it and makes it, still keeps the character and the toothiness, but it loses that prickliness. It gets it more like this instead of like that. So it's smoother on the cutting board and it still works good. This hasn't been stropped and I'm not ready to strop. I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is getting sharper now for 600 grit. I'm going to scope it, take the pictures, record it for the history book, and then I'm going to set up the scope for the next grit, put the next grid on, set the micro angles with the sliders, and do the same thing starting over again with single side scrubbing. Thanks.